The ROG here, the real estate old guy sharing new ideas. Craig Lerch, disrupting real estate and delivering empowering experiences. You may have seen our border change. That's right. It changed. We are still disrupting real estate. We're still delivering empowering experiences. But a lot of the followers started liking my references as the ROG. So we felt that we're going to do that. And we're actually in the ROG's new space in Jenkintown. We've got 1,000 square foot that's going to be decorated. There's nothing on the walls now, but it's going to be our new Commerce Empowering Experience Center for anybody that's on my team that we work with, come and go, and things of that nature. But I want to explain the ROG a little bit. The ROG started back, I guess, in February. I was in Cabo at an EXP top producer event, and everybody started calling me Philly. And I'm like, Philly? Really? Philly? All right. Because it was easier for them to remember. And then we were talking about, and this one was in the business 5 years, and this one business and this. And next thing you know is I'm like one of the old guys in this thing, which is really cool because I still survive. Because remember, the average realtor makes it 5 years. 80% of the realtors will change hands every 5 to 6 years. Just part of the fruition. Not many retire either. Most of them just dust away. Unfortunately, it's our profession. But going back to this, they were like, oh man, you're Philly. I'm like, I don't like Philly. We got to come up with something else. Then we were talking about how long I've been in the business. So then they started calling me the Philly ROG, the original gangster. I said, guys, I am far from being a gangster. I might sound like it, and I know everybody thinks that everybody from this part of the country is involved in the mob. If you're looking from outside the northeastern part of the country, we're not. Sorry, bad news. It's all on TV. Not that they don't exist in the city, just not me. So I'm definitely not an original gangster. Then we were talking about original godfather. Well, no, I am a godfather to a couple wonderful kids, friends of ours, kids. But again, I'm not that godfathery. Maybe. Okay, I am. So then we started talking about, okay, what can we do? So they realized we were talking about being around so long. So I'm really the old guy. I'm the old guy that acts like the young guy, that still does business like a young guy, thinks like a young guy, but has all the experience, okay, that the new guys don't have. After 3 decades, 33 years in this business. So then they were like, okay, so we're going to call you the Philly old guy. So we're going to call you Pog. I'm like, nah, that don't work. Then I was like, that's like being called dog. I'm not a dog. I don't even know what it would be. That old guy. Okay, I'm not that either. Mrs. Lerch, my wife, my queen, ultimately says, Craig, you're 57 years old. You're still acting like you're 37 or 27. I know. I'm at the new 27, 37. That's the 57. So my age is out too deep as the ROG. So we started talking some more about it, and then all of a sudden I had this revelation. Who am I? I identify myself as a real estate agent. I sell real estate all day. I coach agents around the country all day. I help build real estate teams around the country all day with other people, all right? I help my past clients, my present clients, and my future clients, some of them 3 different generations in buyers and sellers, in investment properties, in relocations, in investments at the shore, because I am licensed in PA and New Jersey. And I said, you know what? Why don't I just become the ROG, the ROG, the real estate old guy? So that is how the ROG came about, all right? The real estate old guy sharing new ideas. So we've decided to rebrand it. This is where we're going. Every week, every other week, you're going to see posts. We're going to have people coming live. We did some things different. Like we said, we set up the setup, we set the change up here, but also some of the things in the past were taped because we couldn't get people here. And we couldn't see the comments that people were coming in. I actually have Alyssa. If you want to make any comments, please make them, all right? So we can kind of see what's going on. I can answer any questions that are out there. Yes, if you want to play stump the ROG, you can do that. I'm not that brilliant. There's probably something I don't know, but I'll always get the answer. That's one thing I've always said to my clients. I might not know the answer, but I will always get it for you in a timely manner. So let's talk some more. What we're going to do is focus right now on this changing of a switching market. Today, I'm going to focus on, let's talk about our sellers. Sellers, you are going through what is called, some of you are going through PSTD, came from a mastermind group that I'm on with Pete Middleton, another bunch of gentlemen and ladies from around the country. Minimum production is 20 million up to be on this, in this group. And we do go live on this once a week. As a matter of fact, doing that at 12 o'clock today. But PSTD, post-seller traumatic disorder. What does that mean? It means that your house didn't sell in 3 days. You didn't get 10% over asking. You're distraught. You're all this. And your realtor saying, I don't know why. First thing they're doing is saying, let's drop the price. Let's drop the price. Maybe we should drop the price. Sometimes it's not always about the price. Let's go back to some old school. And a lot of realtors in this market are not old school because they don't know how to do what we're going to discuss here right now. Did you know that as a seller, you can buy down an interest rate? Buy down an interest rate. So if an interest rate is at 5.5%, okay, you can buy that rate down today. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Gary Coggins, who hopefully is watching this. Great mortgage guy, another old guy, and I'm going to call him a MOG, a mortgage old guy. And there's plenty of other guys and ladies out there that I work with that know this too. But Gary and I were talking this morning in that you can buy that down. You can go 5.5 to a 4.25, and ultimately it could cost 5 points. A point is equal to 1% of a mortgage amount. So let's use a $300,000 house. A $300,000 house, that's $15,000 to the seller that the seller could pay. But here's the differential. It brings it down ultimately, like the buyer can buy $45,000 more. So instead of buying a $300,000 house at 5.5, all right, you're buying a $300,000 house at 4.25, which is really like buying a house at $345,000 in the same payment because you might have been priced out. But it's only going to change your payment downwards to qualify better. The seller, it's going to ultimately, and this is where we're talking to the sellers today, it's going to net you more money. It's going to net you $45,000 more after your $15,000 spent. You're going to have $30,000 more in your pocket to move on. Not saying this is going to happen in every place. Not saying that this is going to happen on every sale, every price point, because here's the challenge. We're not quite at that crossroad of having to really think out of the box. We're just starting to see the shift and starting to see homes sitting longer on the market. You're starting to see time frames accepting offers taking longer. You're having more open houses that are starting, the homes that have been on the market 3 or 4 weeks. And this is going to continue to trend because as we come into the summer, it's going to lull a little bit. We are going to have our fall spike again. But again, with the interest rates, there are ways to make this work. We were also talking, Gary was talking about doing some 95% with no MI insurance, have the seller pay that. That ultimately helps a buyer qualify. So as you're looking at these things, let's get out of the thought pattern of just plain vanilla of 20% down, 30-year fixed. Let's figure out how to manipulate it and get those better interest rates, because the average buyer, now let's talk to the buyers. The average buyer, you're going to be in your house 8 to 10 years maybe. In this COVID world, it's been averaging 10 to 14. 10 to 14. We are more of a transient, people today because we are relocating because some of us can work from our companies from wherever you're at. My industry, I'm licensed here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. That's what I'm good at. I don't go outside those. I have teams that are out there and partners that are outside there that I work with. But some of the corporations, you can work from anywhere in the world. So when you're looking at it, understand you're going to sometimes be in your house 7 to 10 years. There's different types of financing. There are now the ARMs that are coming back. The 5-1 ARMs are fixed for 5 years, and the 7-1s. There's also the ones that some of them are talking about interest-only loans, especially on some of the over $1 million loans that you can get, okay? So as a seller, talk to your realtor about what kind of interesting financing you can do to help maximize the value on your home while also maximizing value to the buyer. And this could be in the future. If you don't have a realtor, you're interested in talking with me, my information is down below. DM me. My number is down there, 215-778-6805. I'm the real estate old guy. I know what I'm talking about. I am going to coach you through it. May not be the best year for you to sell, but guess what? This is the time. We don't know what 18 months is and all that stuff. I actually had a chance to find this, the crystal ball. The number one question that people ask me, like, what is the real estate market going to do? And if there's anybody that tells you they know it, they're lying. This is the real estate market now. This is when you get on the market. This is what you're dealing with. It's too wide of a time frame to guess what that time frame is. We need to deal with where we're at right now. So is there any questions that anybody has before I go on to the next bit of the ROG and some ideas? Anybody? Anybody? Hey, Tony, thanks for checking in on us. I see Gary did check in, a great mortgage guy. Want to track in and DM him also. Gary Coggins there. So, all right, so we covered sellers. Look at different ways of financing. Buyers, look at different ways of financing if you're not planning on staying in the home long term. Okay. Also, there's going to be some challenges coming into the city of Philadelphia with some investment, with tax increases. Not investment, I don't know exactly where they are. There is rumor that they're going up in 2023. This may not be a bad time that if you were thinking about moving in the next year or two, do it now. You got good interest rates on buyers because the second those taxes go up, they also affect buyers' buying power. They could be being calculated in a future thought pattern. I don't know where they're at, but it will affect some of those values in the future because some of the people are not going to be able to keep their homes and they're also going to be wanting to move on. So that's going to up maybe the time frame that we should be selling them. So again, if you're thinking about selling any properties in Philadelphia, me and my team handle it. We'll love to work with you on that. What was one of the other questions somebody asked me the other day? I had a client that was saying to me, how do you work with all these different personalities of different agents? Because they were watching all the people coming in and out of her house. Believe it or not, everybody, sellers put cameras up. They don't have to disclose it. Sellers put cameras up. I've been in showing homes and I see cameras everywhere and they can hear everything. So watch what you say. All right. Just being polite to all people at all times. So they'd ask you, how do you deal with this? It comes from inside. It comes from not being about you. You want to work with your peers, your other agents in a professional manner. I've gone into some showings and stuff like that, and the agents are barking orders, and the buyers are looking at me like, who made them so upset today? The point is that it affects everybody that's around you. So we're all going through stressful time. The struggle's real. The struggle's real out there in the real estate market. Whether anybody's telling you the truth or not, it is absolutely real. Inventory's down. Rates are going up. People are talking about inflation. Gas prices are through the roof. All right. We have elections happening. We have people that need homes. And we have people that are now bailing out of the market because they've decided to go into, 8, 12-month rentals. All right. And what is that causing? All bunch of confusion. We all say we have a crazy market. It's a complicated market. It's a complicated market. So if I can help any agent out there, anybody who's a little perplexed, anybody who's a little confused as to where they're going to see themselves 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help you. Free. I'll guide you. I'll give you some coaching, help guide you along the way. If you're a seller that's looking for information, again, we have some fantastic systems we can set up that's automated to get it to you. I can meet with you one-on-one. We can meet on Zoom. If you're thinking about relocating, I've got great team members that are around the country that we can build. All right. And if you're buying in the market and you were frustrated, you might not be working with the same person anymore. You went out of the market and came back, and you like to talk about the buying process that you may not have been explained before. You might be in a dark hole. You might be depressed. You might just want some information. Again, give me a call. Be more than happy to help you. And again, it's all about the client as we go forward. So I want to throw a couple kudos out here. Dear friends of mine, Stacy and Bruno. Stacy and Bruno forever. The dream team of Home Smart Realty. They just had a huge award winning up in the northeastern part of the country. There was 6,000 people, and there's 4 different categories that are given within the Real Producers award group that they're affiliated with. And they actually took all 4 categories. Working with your peers, doing this, doing that. And it's very hard in this market. But I just wanted to give kudos out to a great couple. who is doing awesome in the real estate business also, and are dear friends and peers of mine. And we share and collaborate a lot of stuff back and forth and discuss how do we make ourselves better? How do we make our team better? And really, it's finding out what your purpose is. It's finding out where you are inside. People say to me, why am I putting myself out there at this age? Why am I doing this? Why am I rehashing things? Why did I go from my own brokerage into, fastest growing real estate company ESP in the country? Why? I wanted to. Colonel Sanders changed his life at 61 years old, came up with Kentucky Fried Chicken, all right? It's about having fun in what you're doing. It's about helping people. But one of the three things that I'm really focused on, which is what we're going to keep delivering in everything we do. If there's anything you want us to discuss, please send it in down below. Let us know. We're going to be following up with everybody. My goal is, and my purpose, change lives, which is why we're disrupting the real estate market in a positive, not a negative, helping people, which is delivering empowering experiences all in life, everything, whether it's my family's life, my teammates' lives, my friends' lives. Make money. Guys, you can't fund your purpose and your dream on wishes and empty pails. We all work. We all have our different financial levels we all want to go to. We all have our dreams. We're all trying to figure out what our legacy is when we leave here. So to make money and to have fun. Hopefully you've figured out I like having fun, because if not, what's the purpose in doing it? Okay. So I look forward to seeing you guys the next time. I look forward to answering questions next time. This is the first coming out this way, and we're going to do more of it. But remember, the ROG is who I identify myself as, the real estate old guy, sharing new ideas, changing lives, making money, and having fun. Let's go. Look forward to hearing from you and seeing you next time.